Hi everyone, welcome to my November TBR. I'm pretty excited about this month, mostly just because of the month, not so much about the books, although I do have some good books that I want to read this month. I love November for many reasons. It's one of my favorite months. Thanksgiving, obviously, Thanksgiving is a sacred holiday to me, okay? Like, I go crazy in the kitchen. I cook until I'm about to fall over from exhaustion. And my kitchen looks like a bomb has exploded, and then I bake two more sides. So that's really exciting, but also my birthday is in November, so November has always been a fun month for me, and it always gets me really excited. Today, in very typical Pennsylvania November fashion, it is rainy, it is chilly, it is dreary, so I figured I would hop on and talk about some books to pep myself up a little bit. So, I only have a couple books I want to talk about this month. I'm doing it with my Stephen King shelf backdrop. I have another bookshelf over there, but this is specifically Stephen King and horror, because I can't ever let go of that spooky season, you know? So I'm going to jump right in with the book that I'm most excited to read this month. I'm going to try to limit my raving about this book, because I know that I could talk about it for like 15 minutes. But that is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, Christopher Paolini. Okay, here's the thing. Growing up, the Inheritance Cycle, Aragon, was one of my favorite series. I read Aragon probably when I was like a preteen, I'm gonna guess. And I was completely obsessed with it. It was one of my all-time favorite series, period, but it was the series that kind of launched me into high fantasy. So obviously I read Harry Potter. Harry Potter has been and is such an important and critical part of my life that I don't even count it when I'm talking about like books I like, because it's obviously my number one favorite. J.K. Rowling, not my number one favorite. We don't talk about her. But the world that Harry Potter has, created for people my age, I think especially. Anyway, this isn't about Harry Potter. This is about Aragon and this book specifically. So I was completely obsessed with the Aragon series. It was one of the first like large high fantasy, really intense series that I read as a child, preteen, and I loved it so much. Is it a perfect fantasy series? No. Is it free from criticism? Absolutely not. Really, no book is. But it was so... I still, even when I think about it, I haven't really reread it as an adult, and I probably should. But, man, I just loved it so much. Anyway, when I saw that he was coming out with a new book, I was, like, beside myself excited. Then I saw it was a sci-fi, and I was like, okay. Sci-fi is not my number one favorite genre. I have nothing against it. I like a good sci-fi book and movie, TV show, whatever. But it's not my all-time favorite. So when I saw that this was going to be sci-fi, I took a step down in excitement, because I was like, okay, I can't really see him writing sci-fi. And then I thought more about the world building that he did with the Inheritance Cycle and the kind of the complexity, especially of the last book, Inheritance. And I was like, okay, I think I can see this. So it is here. I put myself on the list as soon as I knew that this book was coming out, and I got it from the library. It is a big, big book. And I just want to say, like, the pages are, like, thin. I think it's about 850 pages, which I love a big book. I love falling into a big book. I'm a pretty fast reader, so big books are the best opportunity for me to read for not only a long period of time, but to really feel immersed in it. So this one for me, I'm just so excited to read it. I know nothing about this book. All I know is that it's set like in space. It is about a girl or a woman who is part of an exploration team, I think, and they are colonizing another planet, and then something goes wrong, because something always goes wrong. But I am very excited. I've heard some really good early reviews about this book, which has made me feel much better. Not that I thought it was going to be bad, but I think I had such high expectations that I was starting to worry myself that I wasn't going to like it. Anyway, I have gone on about this forever. That's why I wanted to get it out of the way first, because I am so excited to read this book. Okay. Next, Bunny. So again, another book I'm extremely excited to read. It's been buzzed about on the internet for a little bit. I've heard it and seen it in various spots, especially among people who also like horror and thrillers. Here's what I know about it. I know it is a girl or a young woman. I always say girl. A young woman who is in a grad school program. I think it's writing, if I remember correctly. And there is a group of girls in her program with her who are very cliquey, and they call each other Bunny, and they're just kind of generally weird. And at first she hates them, and then she kind of starts to like get involved with them a little bit. And that's all I know. I know that other booktubers and people on Goodreads have said that this book is insane. You have no way to expect what's happening. Sometimes you don't even know if what you're reading is real. So I am very excited because I love a book like that. Love it, love it, love it. And I have been waiting to read this book for a while. It just finally was something that I ordered from the library. So it should be here soon, and I am extremely excited about it. The next book, The Year of the Witching, Alexis Henderson. So, okay, I meant to read this last month. Not obviously. I read spooky books all year round, so it doesn't matter. But I did want to read this last month. I just didn't get to it. I read like 11 and a half books last month, and I just didn't get to it. So that's fine. I'll read it this month. I'm excited about it. So for some reason, I went to reread the synopsis. And for some reason I had it in my head that this book was set in like a Puritan New England or a Protestant Reformation Europe kind of setting, like a real time, like a historical novel basically, but then also it had a witch in it. I don't know where I got that because that's not what it's about at all. It is about it's a fantasy, and I was kind of surprised when I reread this. I was like, oh, it's a fictional fantasy land. Let me just read this quote because this is what got me excited about it. A young woman living in a rigid, puritanical, maybe I just read that word and then assumed, society discovers dark powers within herself in a stunning feminist fantasy debut. Feminist fantasy debut got me. So I'm excited about this. I know literally nothing else about it, but I know that some other people have said that they really enjoyed it. And again, feminist fantasy debut, I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm excited about it. I don't think it's going to be scary necessarily. I think the atmosphere is just going to be a little bit more witchy, All right, the next book, actually the last book that I'm going to talk about today. I don't have that many, like I said. This is Little Fires Everywhere. I am the last person on planet Earth, I think, who has not read this book or like seen the show. I haven't seen the show yet, and I did miss the boat on this book. So I was in grad school when this book and a lot of other really popular books that have come out in the past couple years came out, and I just didn't ever have time to read. So I'm trying to get caught up a little bit on that, trying to read some of the most popular ones so I can at least, know what I missed and what all the pop culture is on about. So I am really excited. Well, I am excited. I'm not in the mood to read an adult fiction right now. I love adult fiction. When I say adult fiction, I'm thinking like books like this, Ask Again, Yes, The Immortalists, A Good Neighborhood, Dear Edward, those kind of books. I do love them, absolutely. I have really been in the mood to read fantasy lately. I've been in the mood, even just normal thrillers aren't even cutting it for me. Like I just want a fantasy element. But it's here. It came from the library. I get all my books from the library pretty much, if you can't tell. So I am going to read it, and I would be curious for people who have read this and seen the show or, one or the other or whatever, what are your thoughts? Because I do plan to watch the show after I finish the book unless I hate the book, which I don't think that's going to happen. I know it's popular for a reason, and Reese Witherspoon is involved, isn't she? And I love her. We all love her. So Little Fires Everywhere. I'm excited to finally know what y'all are talking about, and then probably watch the show too. So that's actually all I have on my TBR. I don't usually have a TBR month to month. I kind of just have like a long TBR on Goodreads that I pick and choose from when they're available at the library or they're available on Libby, which if you don't have Libby, free audiobooks and ebooks with your library card in your library system. Fantastic. It is how I consume all of my audiobooks. I don't consume a lot of audiobooks, but all of them that I do, I listen on Libby. I have read many an ebook on there as well. Enjoy them a lot. So I'm sure I'll read more books than this, although I have a feeling To Sleep in a Sea of Stars is going to be something that I kind of take my time with. So we'll see how quickly I get through that and onto other books this month. But I'm sure I'll read more. So I will see you at the end of the month with my wrap up, depending on what I get through. And I'm excited to talk about my feelings about these books because most of them are ones that I have been hearing about for a while, particularly Bunny. Like, oh, I want to know what is it that people, they don't it's crazy apparently. I don't know. I'm so excited. And then to really just see what Christopher Paolini has brought and bestowed upon us this time. So I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you have read these books or if they are also on your TBR for this month or just in general, please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought, what you think, what you're excited about. Thank you so much. Bye.